dusty road. Never sacrifice. We never leave love alone. Is hate really worth the price? Look at
watching Fox. I stopped watching everything. And you know what I started watching?
This Is Us?
Reruns of Star Trek, man. Everybody was happy in there. It was
go.
multiracial, man.
Yeah.
back on the interstate. So open up your eyes way before it gets too late. Now one man, there's no way you can hit the street lights running. Don't give a damn. A simple explanation that you'll never find.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to In the Dungeon with Andrew Anderson, Kevin Sullivan, and Alex Porto. How are we doing this evening, fellas?
We're doing great, and we're really honored to have Alex Porto here. Alex, we love you, pal. We have respect for you. And for the fans that do not know who Alex is, you should know. Alex was one of the few guys to work the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, New Japan, All Japan, Global, and World-Class Championship Wrestling. So the guy's been around the world 3 times over and made a big name for himself in world class and then as the WWE's pug. So Alex, you've been a mentor to me and an agent to me in SWE Fury as well as world class. And of course, we forgot and we left out of the bag your times in WCW as well. So
hey, great
Alex,
to
welcome
be here,
to the
man.
show.
Thank you so much. It's a beautiful 72 here in Orlando.
Yeah, to hurt us. Yeah,
It's,
thanks, bro.
28 degrees here in Jersey. Kev, how was it by you, Kevin?
We had a beautiful day here yesterday, but we had like a Arctic dome, it's called, where it's like if you put a big bowl over the ocean, and it's gotten colder. But for us, this time of year, cold is like 48. It sucks because the thing is, when that happens, we have ferry runs every half hour, and the ferries are running now every hour, so it backs up. But I get a pass, so.
Yeah,
So
you got a head cold?
48. Alex gets in the 70s, and me and Andrew get to freeze off our biscuits off. So that's a great way to start the show. Rub that in, boys. Rub it in. Yeah.
So, Alex, tell us about your wrestling school, Wrestling 2.0 in Kissimmee, Florida.
Yeah, we actually launched that in 2016, and we've got we've turned out quite a bit of talent on the road. We've had a few go in for WWE, and so anyway, we're still rolling. ProWrestling20.com. We're on all social media. The rates are very reasonable. $1,000 for an 8-week camp, and $200 a month after that, just to keep training in the gym.
That's great. That's a deal, man. And they're learning from the best. I mean, you've been everywhere. As I said, you've been everywhere. I mean, your eyebrows shaved a few times, I heard. Lori told me to get that dig in, by the way. She said to mention the.
Well, that was actually Bradshaw and James Beard and Rod Price. They asked the lady for an extra room key and sleep, and they held me down. I woke up, shaved my head too. I had to walk a mile to a barber shop in Tokyo the next day to get my head leveled off.
Well, that as a Rod especially, and we're gonna have Rod on here pretty soon, actually. And Rod is coming up north to Jersey to get some stem cell treatments, much needed for his neck and for his shoulder and for everywhere else. You know, trying to help him out.
Yeah.
He's been in a lot of pain over years. So, as you know, I've been working with integrated pain management and Prodigy stem cells and Florida stem cells, and we've been helping a lot of the boys out that have a lot of the problems and injuries over the years of wear and tear, myself included. I got full range of motion back in my shoulders.
Yeah, you and Gangrel, is that what you guys were doing a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah.
Right.
Dave and his knees done. I know it helped his back tremendously. And as far as his knees go, his knees were pretty bad to begin with, so his one knee is pretty it's bone on bone, and he tapes it up pretty good. So he's gonna have to go for a few more treatments, but on that knee, just to get it going, because it's really it's like anything else. The more damage you do to your body, the more stuff it's going to take and therapy it's going to take to heal it up.
Yes, indeed.
So and the stems aren't a miracle cure. They're not do certain things. You can't non-steroidal inflammatories, NSAIDs. You can't take ibuprofen. You can't work out for a few weeks. So it's hard in our business, as not being able to work and work. We don't make money.
That's right. And a good worker works around, and Gangrel knows how to do that. So he's going to be just fine.
Yeah, he's been doing it. Yeah. He had it was good time when we went in to get the stems done, because we had both had a 2-week period off around the holidays, the Christmas holidays, so it was easy for us to get the therapy. In fact, Kevin is coming up too to get done. And I'm also extending an offer to you. Need anything done, we will love to have you there and help you out any way we can.
Thank you, Andrew. I'll pick you up on that. Thank you, brother.
I don't get anything. You won't even buy me a breast augmentation. I'm not even talking to you anymore, bro.
Your knuckles need massive stem cells. Your knuckles, your hands look like you're arthritic.
Oh, come on. Give me a break.
So
call me the club.
That's all the reason. I think it's from the. So, but go ahead, Kevin. Kevin, tell them how you met Alex.
Well, Alex didn't the first time I meet you when you were in Florida?
I believe it was probably TV for WCW.
I thought I had met you in Florida when he was for TV in Florida. Alex was by far way ahead of his time. His work was so solid, and we're talking 2 years ago when he was a little bit younger boy, but I mean he learned like a sponge. His timing was impeccable, and he's not 6'8". We're only 6'7", but he could do things like leapfrogs in the middle of the ring and fall us back. He could have a corona across the ring. He's terrific, and it was always a pleasure to see him. His work was always a dream match. I always admired how he was so professional. He would come in with some other guys, and I'm not knocking anybody, but they weren't as professional as Alex was. He was so professional. And the other thing I liked about Alex was he watched all the matches. And he just had it in him. I knew he'd make it someday. And I said, you are actually, don't you have a name of a book? Huh? Didn't you write a book?
No, I didn't. I had someone approach me about it, but we never did follow through with that. No, sir.
I thought.
Yeah, you got to.
I thought the book was going to be like the great title would have been "The Guy That Should Have Made It." If anybody that should have made it would have been Alex. He was so on top of things. You could never say about him. He was professional. He worked harder than anybody. When we used to go in at I think it was 7:30. It was never where Alex, because he beat you to the building. He stayed after. He just did an amazing job. I mean, he was a pleasure to be around.
Well, Alex is still like that. He's still a pleasure to be around. He's been a great, help to a lot of the locker rooms, especially when we were running SW Fury up in Dallas for the past 2 years. Alex was always there to lend a hand and to make sure that everybody was on time, work with finishes, up in the training camps, checking out all the up and comers at the little fantasy camps that he had there. He was always there to help out Rodney Mack and myself, Jack Stain, Charlie Haas, and everybody else that were running the camps. And of course, you guys had him in the back when you were running the storylines too. And as Jerry Bostic also had him up at World Class Wrestling Revolution just last month.
Right. And the thing was, there's some people that grab a hold of wrestling, and I understand. And I think those guys, correct me if you think I'm wrong, but those guys are guys that are wrestling fans. And I'm still a fan to this day. He was a big time wrestling fan, but he knew the ins and outs of pro wrestling. He just had the knack of knowing where to be at the right time. I happened to do a little homework tonight, and I was watching a match where I believe Denny Brown was your partner. It's me and Mark, and you got a huge spot because back against Mark, and people hadn't seen that. And Mark so feel like he was going to electric chair. He was trying to get you off his back like a red ass baboon. It was fabulous. And, because he worked so hard, they took this double bump. Do you remember the little fence they had here out by the Hills dressing room? Well, you guys collided in the fence, and then Mark went in and beat your partner. Was that he was doing that because he appreciated how hard you worked for him.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Kevin. I did remember that. Great times. And I remember in Ohio working with you in 1989. You gave me a post, and I didn't know how to take a post, and I got color hard way, and you rolled me in and gave me the stomp and did your cover. But WCW is very good to me that night. They stitched me up right there in the back of the dressing room and sent me right on. I was at TV the next day, as a matter of fact. But I don't know if you remember that or not, Kevin.
I certainly do, because I mean, I didn't try to do it on purpose, sure. But the people went crazy because you hit that post going about 60 miles an hour and you got split. And then when I jumped on you, it was like the great whale, a blowhole. You were shooting blood up.
I don't know, Alex. He's saying how much he loves and respects you, but he's enjoying that moment a little bit too much. I don't know, Kevin. Okay. Alex, we love you, we respect you, but Alex, you know what? I enjoyed splitting you open. Right? Yeah, I also equally enjoyed splitting you open. Nice.
Yeah, but he just, there was never a time where Alex phoned it in, and that's. I think I hope to God I didn't, but I know there's times I phoned it in. But he was there 24/7, 7 days a week. He busted his ass. And when you knew you were going to wrestle Alex, you knew you had to tighten up your boots because he was going to come and give it to you. And I appreciate that. That was kind of work out.
The Monty and the Pharaoh Show is brought to you by Because wine is your second favorite four-letter word. California wine, New York attitude. Good fucking wine. Yeah. You need a body shop? You need engine repair? Auto Excellence. Collision Specialists. 631-261-6420. That's 631-261-6420. Auto Excellence.
Elm Logistics. For all your logistic needs, call 631-299-3595. That's 631-299-3595. Elm Global Logistics. Pride, performance, and partnerships.
Mid-South. Was that
No,
it?
I went to Mid-South as a child, starting about eighth grade. Yeah. Mid-South had carried on into Oklahoma, and they had left and turned into UWF.
Yup, with Bill, right?
That's right. And trained with Jim Starr in Louisiana and really learned how to work. And I met with Akbar at a show in Monster Truck Jam. They had Al Perez and Chris Adams and the Von Erichs come over for like just a little spot show gimmick match, in the middle of the thing. And Akbar was there. And anyway, he got me booked in Dallas. I started there in '88. So
tell us about how you progressed from working with the UWF to World Class, and then what did you do with your stint in World Class, which you had a great stint. You had a great spot there.
Yeah,
I remember you in World.
Yeah, every night I worked with guys that knew how to work, and I was getting that professional rub. That's what guys are liking nowadays. And then Jerry Jarrett asked me if I wanted to go to Tennessee to be White Boys. And I jumped on that. I went to Nashville and we had that run. That was a good run. And then I went down to Houston in 1990 and I was working on Pritchard and Ahmed Johnson, Booker and Stevie Butsky. And then I got the call from Akbar in Puerto Rico in 91 and went there for 2 years. And
now, was Akbar booking for Puerto Rico at that time?
He sure was.
But didn't Bushwhacker Luke take over from Akbar?
He did. That was a few years later. But yes, Luke was in there as well.
Mm-hmm. Now, were you there in Puerto Rico you were there after the Brody murder and everything, after that period?
There in 91.
And then you went to Global from there.
That's right. For 2 years in Puerto Rico, I went back to Texas, and then of course Akbar was still there, and Michael Hayes and Bill Irwin were booking back then when I came back in, and so that just that was an open door for me to come back. And after Global had folded in '94, I came to Orlando and had a tryout match in San Antonio and Corpus Christi for WWF. In '96, and they signed me about a month later after those 2 TV tapings.
And you became the character, the Pug. That's they called you. Your nickname was the.
Yeah, it was hardly ever a baby face ever, but that's what they wanted, and it was different. It wasn't really the run I expected, but I'll take it.
Hey, listen, you can get in this business, right?
That's right.
They told Kevin told Big Vito to wear a dress, and he wore a dress in WCW, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, it's. I always appreciated your career, and I loved watching you. I grew up, it's kind of crazy when you say this that I'm one of the guys that grew up watching Global and World Class, even though I was in the New York area, and I was still, I was relatively young and. Watching you and having you become one of my good friends and Rod Price and Hollywood Johnny Tatum, and it's just been an amazing ride for me, having some of the guys that I grew up watching become friends and helping me. You and Rod especially have helped me a lot, and it's just been great. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for all you've done for the business and all you've done for me, Alex, and you and Rod Price. So the both of you.
Sure, absolutely, Andrew, and you've earned your spot as well. You've been on the road and running for many years, so you've done a lot of great things as well, and I appreciate what you've done, and certainly Kevin as well. They don't make them better than Kevin Sullivan for this business, and
this devil for a reason though, and you and I both know that.
That's right.
Well, on that note, guys, we're going to pause for a quick commercial break so we can pay the bills. So give us 3, 2, and 1. And welcome back, gentlemen. Welcome back. We finished with the commercial break. Alex, so we know now that you have the gym. I also heard that you do some agent work as well. Is that something you're still doing currently today?
Well, I was helping out with some companies out in Texas, SWE for the main one. I haven't been back since right now. Of course, things have kind of went in a different direction for that company. Anyway, but we'll see how that pans out. And of course, I'm open for any company, to go in and help out with if things are right. I've got a very successful school down here. We do well. We have a lot of upper talent coming here, a lot of the sign talent as well. They like to do things on their own so the other workers don't see their stuff, and we give them that time. So 2.0 has been good, and just you never know what's going to happen in this business.
Absolutely, brother. What are the best ways for everybody online to come find you if they want to reach out to you? Let them know the best way they can get you on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram.
Really just Pro Wrestling 2.0 we'll find that I'm the owner of that, prowrestling20.com. All my contacts are on there. But thank you so much for having me, guys. And
we love him. And Kevin's not done with you. I think the devil got questions.
I'd like to interrupt. Alex, thank you. Don't thank us. Thank you, because you love this business. You work very hard at this business. You are a credit to this business. And all three of us are happy to call you our friend. So thank you for coming on.
Now,
Yes,
Alex,
sir.
I want a question though. I was told, of course, by who to say, why were you called the poster boy for ribs in World Class?
You know what? I don't have that answer.
Lori said that you got ribbed by JBL and Rod in Japan. She told me that one. It was Brad. Yeah, it was JBL's Bradshaw. And she also told me to ask me about the itching powder because I am notorious for ribbing, as you know.
Yeah. I don't know anything about the itching powder. I don't remember. I don't think they got me on that one, but they did get my eyebrows in Japan.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And, but you know what? I mean, ribs are okay. It's okay.
They call it hazing now. The now get so upset about it, but you know what? We did harmless fun. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ever lost work or sleep over it, and it was just some crazy shit. But we all went down that road. Many zippers have been crazy glued by me over the years. So.
But yeah.
But
well,
I wanted to ask you who is your greatest match? Your most memorable match?
Well, let's see. I've had a lot of those. I would say,
I'm putting you on the spot here.
yeah. Give me a second. Let's see.
You had some pretty amazing feuds in World Class. You and in Global.
Yeah.
You had some pretty.
Yeah, I would say I'll be honest with you. I really enjoyed working with Davey Boy and Owen Hart.
Wow,
That's
awesome.
It wasn't a 20-minute teardown match, but those guys enjoyed helping the other guys get over to get them over. And I always enjoyed working like that, and
Yeah.
of course I had outstanding matches with Fit Finley, Billy Kidman, Bill DeMont, a lot of great matches. I mean, I couldn't put one out there, but JBL in the Garden was a good one with Dutch Mantell out there as well, Zebekiah.
Yeah.
So,
and
There's a guy that doesn't get his due. Dutch Mantell.
yes.
He's a very, very smart guy. Very smart. And a very, very unique performer. And he wastes no motions in his work.
That's right.
Yeah.
And a great booker too. He booked out in Puerto Rico for a while.
yeah, he was pretty good with that. He was really notorious for the booking down there. Him, yeah, like you said, him, Akbar, and Cousin Luke were the ones that I pretty much knew that were always booking.
Eric Embry as well.
Eric Embry too. Yeah. Oh, Eric, we're going to see. You're not going to be there tomorrow, but I'm going to see Eric and Kevin in World Class tomorrow. World Class Wrestling Revolution.
Good.
In Irving, Texas, at the Southern Junction for the what is it called? Have a Nice Day.
Right.
Show that we're Mick Foley, and the working title of the show is Have a Nice Day, because back when we used to really work, they didn't have names for the shows. We just did house shows. Now every show has a name, which is pretty cool. It's a different spin-off.
Yeah, and
Right.
it caters to today's fans. They like that.
So-
But let's tell everybody hello in Dallas for me, and
I will, brother.
maybe we'll make the next run. We'll see what happens. Anyway, and I appreciate you guys having me. And I'm heading to training right now. It starts at 8:00.
Yes.
We're gonna let you go in a little bit, Alex. But another question: what information would you have to any of the young kids who are starting to come up into this business? What are some pointers that you give them?
It has to be everything, or your work will show it. You have to live it. We've all got bills. We all have life, but if you're a pro wrestler, then people know you're a pro wrestler. If you have to tell somebody you're a pro wrestler, you probably don't look like one.
Yeah.
And, it's got to be everything, and people say, well, that's the way you did it back in the day. Well, we made it back in the day, and that's how you made it,
Exactly.
Yeah,
So-
and I think that's sound advice when you hear somebody like both Kevin and the reinforcer saying what you've meant to the industry. I think it's important for kids to know how
you had
done what
a
you've
great.
done.
Alex had one of the best physiques in the business too back then. I mean, what you lacked in height and size, which you're not short by any means, but
No.
what you that age, when it was the age of the 6'7" muscle men, you know what I'm saying? But you look phenomenal. You had some build on you, and you could go. You had that. You always wore that Olympian singlet. You look great, and you could do it all, man. Hats off to you, and I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. We're going to air this Saturday night on 9 p.m. on the Monty and the Pharaoh YouTube network, and
Nice.
I want to thank Kevin for coming on. He had a head cold, and Kevin's still here winging it with his stuffy nose and everything. And how you feeling, Kev?
I'm feeling okay. I know I had the test, so I'm okay. It isn't that, but it's got me run down some. But
Well-
other than that, we forge on, right?
We didn't see you lean or pass out on either side of the camera, so we know you're good.
Yeah.
Well, listen, guys, I want to thank you for coming on, for watching In the Dungeon with Kevin Sullivan, Andrew Anderson, and of course the Pug, Alex Porteau, and our esteemed co-host, Matty Rock. So thank you, Matty.
I like that. I'll put that in the business cards that you've been writing up by hand for me. Esteemed. I like that.
Everybody check out Wrestling 2.0. Check out Alex Porteau's school. If you're in Florida, in Kissimmee, Florida, come down. See Alex. I'm sure he'd love to sign you up and teach you the right ways of doing things. Alex, you got to get to work. And Matty, I'm sure you got some cigars to smoke. And Kevin, he's got to blow his nose and get on that ferry, because we have a show to be on tomorrow. The Dungeon of Doom.
Hey,
Myself,
be safe.
Sullivan.
Work hard.
Yes, sir, man.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Kevin Sullivan,
Much
Thank
love,
you,
guys,
Kevin.
ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you next time. Peace
Bye-bye.
out.
thank you.